Oh, all right. How does that look? Let's put some background music on. Let's find my folder. Don't think you can hear that. That's annoying. Proprietars. There we go. There we go. He's just gone and done it. Cool. How do I sound? Hopefully I sound decent. Yeah, that sounds alright. Welcome. I'm going to be unboxing this today. It's a resin printer sent by Voxelab. They're like brand spanking new. There's not really many out there, which is pretty cool. Oh, why is this loose? There we go. So yeah, like I was saying, it's fairly new. I try to Google any reviews or unboxing. There's only one video out there, so they are pretty new. I mean, even if you go to their website, there's not much to it, to their website really. So this is the printer that I've got. Voxelab actually offered two of them, kind of slightly smaller one, much slower, and then this one, which I've got, which I'll be opening up and hopefully get to use it today, which is slightly faster. You can buy them on Amazon, AliExpress, and all that stuff as well, so they're pretty easily available and decent prices, which is pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, there's not much on here. So if you go to like the video center, if I try to go to their leveling thing, nothing pops up there. Their FAQ, there's nothing in there. But I do feel like with the popularity of resin printers these days, a lot of the problems that could occur with this one could easily be translated across, kind of like with a lot of FDM printers. But yeah, all their parts are available already. They've got resin and everything, so it's quite exciting, something new. Hopefully they could take it by storm, take the market by storm, because they're what, 200 quid? The Anycubics 220, Ilaga Mars is 230, so it's really competing with those. But considering this is the Proxima, which is the monochrome, which prints much faster, it's pretty good comparing to the Ilaga Mars, which is somewhere in this list. The Elago Saturn though should be about the same. Stop it. Let's get into opening this up. I've already opened up the lid so I can get out the manual and the little card out of there just so that I can see what is what, because I've never, this is my first resin printer, so I have no clue what the dealio is. Cool. Let's get cracking. We'll save that for a special occasion. That's too tight. All right. Let's have a look-see. So it actually comes with a little filter, which is good because only one. Like that's going to be quite useful for training and that. I've had a look through this manual already. It's very broken English, but you can get the gist of it out of that. Some gloves, the tools. That's pretty sharp. All right. Oh, thank goodness. They sent a British plug and a European plug. I nearly panicked there. So I'd have to try and find another kettle lead. I don't know if I have any. And the power plug. Nothing too fancy in there. Oh, more tools. This little bag of screws. What am I going to do with that? Some assembly required, maybe? The scary part. It's much smaller than I thought it would be, but like the only experience I have with resin printers is I had a few hours messing around with a Formlabs to Form 2. That I actually got to set up as well. That's about as much experience I've had with these kind of printers, but let's crack on. That's quite pretty. That's metal. That's not bad. How's everybody's weekend going so far? If you're in the UK, how's your lockdown going? It's like trying to find the end of a tape. There we go. You want it? Can't have it. You want it? No, you can't have it. No, you definitely can't have that. Okay. Yep. Oh, I have to lift it off. So it's plastic like normal, but it just seems like a lot of these companies are just going for the same kind of design. Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of static. Pets. Why did I put that on my head? Danny, welcome. If you just come along to see me fail at this. As is usual. So far I haven't dropped it. I haven't dropped any screws because all the screws are in the bag. I don't know what those are for. You've got the Elago Mars, don't you? Is yours metal as well? That would be quite curious. I have nothing to compare this to, so all of this kind of information I'll be giving out is purely from a first time experience. I understand how the technology works. I understand how the slicing works, everything. I know how it all works, but knowing one thing versus doing it yourself is two different things. I have faith in you. Good man. Good man. Oh, so much satisfying peeling. It's quite appealing. Yeah, it looks the same. I know with the Elago Mars it doesn't have the edges, so the design is different. It's not just a cut and paste, a rebranded type of machine. So there is some difference in there as well. I gotta stand up. Is that the build plate? That's tiny. But I'm used to big printers. Really big printers. Okay. So it's got those two screws that you were talking about, Danny. With the leveling. We'll see how that goes. I've got paper. I made sure I have paper for this. Okay. I mean, it's packaged very well considering that it arrived sideways when I found it in the doorway. It's like a little drum. I know that's very fragile, so I'm not going to play with that too much. That's so thin as well. I'm terrified now. I'm going to have to build a little stand for this. Message retracted. Why is your message retracted? Everybody must be able to comment. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, this FIP sheet is terrifyingly thin. But I want to make a mount for this because it looks like if I were to put this flat onto something, I'm going to put it flat onto the FIP sheet, and I don't want that. I'd rather have a stand for this. Let's have a look, see. Maybe you deleted it. Oh well. Cool. I'll bother with that later. But they do sell extra FIP sheets, which is good. I know Jonathan, my buddy, he had some issues with his printer because he couldn't. There was a problem with the FIP sheet. And it took him 6 months to actually figure that out. So it looks like there's some like just basic masking tape on the edge here. So I don't know if I'm supposed to peel that. I'm going to say as no. Yeah, I know this uses Chitu box. I was fiddling around with it quite a bit. Seems you can change the supports. The big thing that I'm kind of worried about this is any resin printing is pitting. Like I've spent a lot of time with FDM, and I've managed to get my Prusa perfect. So when I peel off that support, it leaves no scars. I work with industrial SLS machines where there's no support at all. So like having to go back into a mindset of support is kind of weird. Okay. I don't know what to do next. I'm completely flying blind here. Because it's all out of the box now. Get to know your Proxima. Leveling. So I think this is a quick start. That's quite thick for a quick start guide. Quick start guide should be a page. But alright, so apparently we just got to start off by leveling. Install the build plate. Tighten the platform knob. Make sure it can move free, but no fall. And then turn it on. Okay, let's do this. Let's get the right cable. Do you guys print with, like, I was looking at the different settings for in Chitubox, and from what I've messed around on Formlabs printers is that you always put like a massive raft underneath that. Is that really a thing with resin printers? Or is that something that is only for if you're printing on a small, should I be following the same mentality as FDM? Like put a raft on something that's got a large surface, or what kind of resin I got? I got, on Danny's recommendation, I got Elagu Grey. Currently in the UK, the Voxelab brand resin is sold out, but they are sending me some. It should be arriving on Monday. So when I do come out with a review, I'll be testing their resins as well. But Danny recommended to get that. And that also means that I can play with it this weekend instead of next weekend. But on their website, they do openly support all kind of other brand resins, as long as it's, I think it's 4400 or 40. What's it? There's a certain number. No, the wavelength is 405. So I went along with that. Just buy new trays. I don't think you can buy new trays on their site. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, let's switch that. So on their printer accessory, they just sell the 2 pieces of the FEP sheet. But it looks like it's just a couple of screws, and that bottom frame will come out, and you just kind of place it in there, and tightening it up will tension it. By the looks of it, I don't know. Is it similar to your Elagu or any other kind of resin printer? Damn, that's smart. It's like a little. Oh, there it is. One of the edges here out of these 4 has a little like lip for pouring out resin. Because on the SD card, one of the files is a little funnel thing, so I didn't realize that I have it. It's also why I've avoided resin for a while. It's so messy. Where the FDM machine's just sitting on my desk, I can just use it as we go. Okay. I don't even know what I'm going to print as well. Like, I'm literally going to go find something, download it, put it into Chitubox and slice it. Whew. Okie dokie, let's get this build plate on. I don't like that. I'm going to turn it on first. This is too low. So hopefully I can raise it up. Beep. Switch camera, sorry. There we go. Powered on. Let's have a look, see. Print tool system. Tool. Manual. Cool. Back. Actually quite responsive. I've always been skeptical on resin, any kind of 3D printer with a touchscreen, because touchscreens just kind of go after a while. So we'll see how long this one lasts. But I mean, you don't want tons of buttons. Okay, power on tool. Yeah, like I totally agree. Like having a spare tray is much easier. The one thing that I absolutely commend Formlabs is their tray system. That comes with a little lid, and you can stack them and store them. It just makes it so much easier switching out materials. So I mean, that kind of thing could easily be created if you just create a little base that just sits in with a lid. And keep that with sunlight. I mean, this is eventually going to go into my shed outside with zero light or anything. I don't have the space to keep it in the house, or because of the chemicals, I can't keep it in the house. But yeah, I really think it's a good idea to have extra trays for different resins that you want to do, because cleaning is not so fun. It's too big. The paper's too big. I need scissors. I mean, I could just tear this paper, but if I tear this paper, it's not gonna. It's gonna give it a bit rough edges. If it gets too close to that, it could actually change the thickness of the paper because of the fibers. I say that like I know exactly what I'm talking about, but that's that's just my thinking. Okay. I haven't leveled a build plate using paper in such a long time. Like a glove. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can't work on a printer without a bit of beer or something. Tool manual. Home. Okay, manual. I'm scared. I don't like that because I think I made a mistake. Whoops. I forgot to listen to build plate. Well. It's fine. It's fine. Thought I broke it, but I didn't. I mean, would you be surprised if I broke this? My PC still works, Danny. This is terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Remove resin box. Put a piece of A4 paper, which doesn't fit. So if you are going to use A4 paper, you're going to have to trim it up a bit. The A4 doesn't fit between these two bolts. I keep forgetting I need to actually talk about this. So just remember to press down gently onto the build plate when tightening again. Yes, Danny was explaining to me that it's better to, I think it's you tighten the back one first and then the front one. Because if you tighten the front one, it actually tilts. Like I've gone completely blind into this. Could have easily watched a lot of videos on this, but I think the kind of experience I want to give with this is someone who has zero experience with printers and who has just gotten this new printer for 200 quid and just wants to play with it and has zero experience. So if I could offer a video or an experience to people that have zero experience, as well as offering feedback back to Voxelab and say, like, look, if you add in this step in your instructions, you know, that could help save a lot of printers. Let's try it again. That looked a lot less violent. Okay. So this is where the broken kind of English gets a bit tricky to read and understand. If twitch a piece of A4 paper and feel the large resistance, press the top of the build plate with one hand and let four corners of the build plate touch the LCD screen, and tighten the screws in front and the right side of the cradle head first. Then tighten again. If twitching a piece of A4 paper and don't feel large resistance, click 0.01. So in my awesome wisdom and understanding Chinese translations to English, what I think it's trying to say is that if you can't pull that away, you're good. If you can, you're going to have to lower it until it does. You do feel the large resistance, so basically it should be tough to pull out. That's kind of going off my experience on FDM, but the difference with FDM is that you don't want too much resistance, you want a little bit less. But we'll see. So if I'm not mistaken, you're pushing down on here just to make sure that when you tighten these screws, it doesn't lift the build, right? Okay. Click back and you set that as your 0. Okay. So that's just basically, yep, cool. That's a double yep. I'll take that. Okay, so you got to manually set your 0. It's not just kind of picked up. Okay, that's home. Okay, I think we are ready to rock and roll. The first print. I just want to see if the screen is working. Yeah, it works. Let me turn off lights so you can actually see. You can't see. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite scared I broke the screen there because this corner was kind of going down into the bed first and then pushed quite hard into the screen and then did it again. I died a little inside, but it works. Okay. I mean, this feels quite sturdy. Okay. The time has come to pour some resin. Is there a film to screen of the screen? I don't think so. Basically, there was a film between the FEP sheet and the build plate and that screen. There's like black masking tape around the edge. So I don't think I should be peeling off that black masking tape. I feel like that's there as a seal. By the looks of it, I don't need to. I'll send you a picture, Danny, just in case, because now you got me nervous. No, that's my face. Send for your review, Danny. Quite funky music. Okay. Let us do this. Oh, there it is. UV light seal. Yeah, I thought it was probably holding the screen in. There's nothing in here to say that needs to be removed. And it doesn't look like it should be removed. Oh, there's a little there's a fill line to this as well. So what I've read a lot online, well, there's not much on this line, but the one review that's out there, there's actually a little lip over here and a lip on the edge here, and those actually seat in each other. Apparently, I don't see how. I've been told that lip is good. Got a little stuck there. There we go. Wipe them finger. Oh yeah, because I fiddled with it. So I'll just put it. That'll be fine, Danny. Or should I? Let's have a look. See. Yeah, it's fine. My fingerprint is like right on the edge. It's not smaller vision. I could actually... Oh, I don't have the mount for it anymore, but I could. Heh. Because that's not actually wired in properly. But you did give me an idea. We're going on an adventure. Alright. So it's kind of tricky to see the screen. There we go. That's your basic kind of options there. This thing doesn't have many. I don't like webcams. But I mean, let's take this out. I can show that little lip. So it's got this little lip over here on this edge that I've been told is good. But I don't see kind of like a receiving end on this to actually complement that. So let's see. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that's a bit better. Okay. So one thing I'm really excited about printing with this is clear resin. The problem with clear resin is that your curing time is different, and I don't know really what curing time I should be using, or kind of I don't know where the bar is. I've got to find that. So for now I'm just using basic grey. I'm not sure what Voxelab is sending me in terms of resin, but for now we'll just use some grey. Oh, to change your pace. Yeah, that's resin. I just want to try and not mess resin everywhere. Because I know, Danny, you did that. Shake it. Oh, yes. Is that what it says on the bottle as well? Yeah. Is the window open? No, the window's not open because then you'll hear background noise. It's the sacrifices I take. I do have a mask somewhere. Even for the clear, because I mean, you were saying that the clear it cures differently because it penetrates a lot more. It's a good thing I didn't make this child friendly. That's quite heavy. Wear gloves and mask when using. So I'm going to do that. This is what the gloves are that came with it. I like. It's a gift right there. But this will be used in... Yeah, these are tiny gloves. Way too small. Luckily, I got some from work. Yeah, like this eventually is going to be used in my outdoor shed. So I'm not too concerned about the fumes. I know Danny sleeps with these fumes all the time, so... Probably why he's so wacky. Okay. But I want to try what you've done with the clear lacquers. After the resin prints, they're incredible. Don't need us to put anything. Good thing about like Corona is that most people have some form of face mask already in their house. Most of them aren't really kind of rated, but they'll have something. It's actually quite interesting. Alright. Let me get some tissue. Okie dokie. Should I fit it to the max line or just how much I don't know how much I need. This is a whole different experience for me. A whole new world. Okay, let me settle that for a couple of minutes. Let that level out. Nom nom nom. I see. I find. This is the thing I find with these forms of additive manufacturing, like SLS and resin, is that it's quite similar to CNCing. Is that you need more material than you actually use. I mean, most of it's not waste. That's the advantage to it, but it depends on model. Less resin is less cleanup. See, I don't know what I'm going to be printing. I have no clue. We're going to figure that out now together. But with this, that you need to use a whole bunch of resin just to get something small, where with FDM you just use what you need other than your support materials. Same thing with SLS, that you need a lot of powder to print something small. I do feel like I gave it a good healthy dose there of resin. It should be alright. Alright. Cute. No, it doesn't have a milliliter guide. It just has a maximum level line. I'm not too sure what maximum level will be. I don't know how much. I don't really know how much I should be putting in there. This is going to be part of kind of learning the technology. I've got so much rubbish on my desk. Let's switch to bip. That. Alright, let's have a look. See, where is the SD card? I've got so much rubbish on my desk now. So it's come with a little SD card. That camera's terrible. This comes with 2 models on there already. That's very bright camera. Right. Let's have a look. See. Comes with this one. That's quite cool. It's a little lip. Hey dude, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to have a look at some of your models. I might be printing some of yours today. So it comes with this, which is like a little lip thing, little funnel, which is cool. Which I was quite surprised to see. It's actually got a nice little lip on the inside there. The other model that it comes with is Voxelab Deer. Yeah, it's out there, which is quite cool. Except that's mirrored. Interesting. So this doesn't come with any pre-sliced files on it yet, which is quite refreshing. A lot of them do that, and then they don't there aren't the kind of correct settings that you might have. They're very, very well tuned. So your first print with one of their files might be fantastic, but then when you try and print something on your own, it's terrible because you don't have the exact same settings as those slice files. So I always find that whenever I'm going to yes, it's a tray empty tool. I don't know if I need that, but it's because it's on the edge, one of the edges of the trays, it kind of thins out into kind of a funnel. I might print that not on the resin printer. I might print that at work on one of the SLS printers, and just see what it's like. All right, let's go to My Mini Factory. Photos, since you're here, let's download one of your files. Because your files are perfect for resin. Who watched The Mandalorian this weekend? It was quite a little interesting Easter egg in there that I quite enjoyed. The Crotus blade, I've got that. Oh yeah, he does make some awesome models. Yeah, he's an incredible digital artist. Give him a follow. He's Photosmint. Okay, let's print. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with Kratos. Support free edition, that's interesting. Download. Okay. I've got that. Let's open up. You hate them all. Let's open Chitty Box. Absolutely not printing my lightsaber on this. Okay, so on the USB stick, actually, let's have a look. See, USB stick. It came with a video on how to load the profiles for this printer on there, which I thought was pretty handy dandy. But you can also search for them as well. So my profiles, which are here. So I can choose an ABS light gray 0.5mm resolution. I've selected my printer, so all the information's there. So I'm just going to go with these bog standard settings here. I have no clue what they do. I'm too scared to change them at this moment. Okay, let's get this model in. I've really gone big for my first one, haven't I? I will scale this half. So we can scale things because I don't want to go too big for my first one. I'm too scared. Just a little one. And I don't know which way is forward because that's got an arrow. Auto layout. Center. Will that go? So I need to hollow this apparently. Let's hollow it. Let's give it a 3 more wall thickness. Parts of my 8080, yes. I've started doing that on my on my wow, on one of the printers at work, but there's a lot of pieces. The AT-AT he's talking about is, if I can find it, no, that's just the extra bits for it. I've got so much crap on you. Yeah, I was just before here. What about past it already? No, it's definitely after sleeper. Cool, I'll break it. Is it on the first page? Okay, I know there's a link in this one. There it is. There he is. So this would actually be cool, because a lot of the pieces are quite big. There it is. Do 2 in case one fails. You have zero faith in me, Danny. So should I be printing this flat on the build plate? Because I'm quite nervous about that. Kratos. Detail in this dude is immaculate. Look at those triangles. Amazing. Hope that's not actually echoing. Alright, I need to put a hole in this, don't I? So I want one. What, a Kratos or a AT-AT or a printer? So I can give you links for all of them. Let's make it formal. Actually, no, I'm going to make this one solid. Because no one will know to do it. I'm just going to do it solid. Okay, let's scale that back down. 8080. Well, the files are free to download if you've got your own 3D printer. I have seen people printing that thing actually quite big. I mean, that's why I designed it and made it, because I really wanted a detailed AT-AT and built one. Okay, let's get to slicing. Okay, I'm going to trust that this doesn't need any support, because it said support free, so I'm not going to add any supports. But if you do want to, you can use this. I call it an AT-AT because the AT-AT is an acronym for all-terrain something something. Okay, no supports. I trust you, Danny. That's all-terrain something something. Just like the AT-AT is an all-terrain something transport. Star Wars Legion, yes. Yes. But now this is bugging me. AT-AT. All-terrain scout transport. All-terrain armored transport. So that's why I call it an AT-ATs, because it's an acronym versus a actual word, an AT-AT. When you do acronyms, you kind of spell them out. Yeah, quite a few people have actually done cool things with it. Where's my makes? So someone's actually made a full little scene with it before. I haven't looked at these in a while. See how people have been printing these quite a bit, which is pretty cool. That's the cat. That's actually pretty dope. One of my workmates. That's a cool gift. But yeah, all of these legs articulate, everything articulates. That was kind of the goal with that model. Back to Chitu box. I think that's ready. Let's slice. Three hours 26. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let's save that to the USB stick. I'm going to do the deer as well, because I might as well print their actual model. Voxelab deer. I'll load up their nozzle as well so you can have a look at it as well. Oh, it's right in the file. So, is that a big file? I might be reading from there. Or is it slicing? 63 megs for that. You do not need a file that big for that. How big is your Kratos? 50 meg, and that's high detailed. 60 meg for that. Oh, you can go do one. It's actually quite big. It's quite a big lip. I won't be printing that. Alright. It's not backwards, I'm looking at it upside down. What's happening? Let's have a look, see. So I'm gonna risk it. Risk it for the biscuit, you know. Let's slice that one as well. 3.5 hours as well. But I will be printing Kratos first. I have that file right. I mean, to be fair, the setup of this has actually been quite painless. It's been fairly easy. I would angle it a bit. What, the deer? Or Kratos? Print them both at the same time, it'll take just as long. You're not wrong there. You really are not wrong. Because it's not like FDM where it's got to like do its thing this side and then do its thing this side. It does each layer at the same time. But I'm scared, Danny. Danny, I'm scared. Oh, lovely. No, don't go there. You silly belly. Thought that would have opened up here. Nearly showed you all my stream codes. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to print just one, Danny. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Bring this camera back around. Okie dokie. Print. Yeah, Kratos. And play. I mean, to be fair, a lot of these printers do look the same as each other. They're getting a lot like Prusa style printers. They're just kind of copying each other. Exciting. Wow, the resin gets everywhere. Is it printing? See, this is the scary thing about like resin printing, is that you don't know if it's working or not. Let's have a look at these settings quickly, because I think the first few layers take a bit longer. So, bottom exposure time is 30 seconds. I don't know how many layers that does it for. Bottom lift distance, 5 mil. I don't know. I have no clue. But it's printing now. So I mean, all in all, getting this set up and printing is just wait for the clutch sound to go first layer. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it's quite scary. You don't know how it's going to work out until it actually starts appearing out. But considering you can get one of these up and going in 30 minutes. It was actually fairly painless, and that's quite impressive. To set up the Formlabs, you go through a lot more, because you got to connect it to your Wi-Fi. That's working, leave it. You got to connect it to your Wi-Fi. You got to connect it to your network. You got to sign in, and there's just so much hassle with getting that going. But when it's going, it's going. But with this one, it's relatively easy. I'm quite impressed. Quite impressed. But I've got nothing to compare it to. That's the thing. I'm sure, like, over the next week or two, I'm going to be printing a lot with their resin, more of this Alagu resin, and just mess around with it and see what I can do with it. I'll print a couple of my own models. See what cool models I can find online, like Photomints. Photomints models have kind of become the standard for resin printing. That's what people print, is that they want to try out resin stuff. Photomints models is like up there with what people use for testing. The stuff's all over the place, dude. and show you what is happening on the screen. Even though it won't focus. Come on, focus, man. It's probably my webcams, they don't focus, but basically over here you got your file name. Come on, do your thing. There we go. File name. Got time to print. Time printing and layer number. And then it shows you a little thingy of the layer that you're putting on. There we go. Yeah, the one video that that is available on this is it's a guy named, let me find his channel again. 3D Printing Pro. And he goes into the quality of it. So let me get his thing back up quickly. Well, this is monochrome. This is a monochrome screen in it for £200, which I think is quite impressive. Let's get him up. Yeah, his name is 3D Printing Pro, and he talks. He unboxes it. You're gonna have to watch ads now. I won't subject you to that. I'll deal with those ads. But yeah, this is a monochrome. Let me mute the site. Let me put that back up. Let's go to the product page. So I've got the Proxima. It's a monochrome LCD. The other one that they've got is the entry level, what they call it, the Polaris, which is closer to your logo Mars and that. So they do ship everywhere in the world for free as well. So no matter where you are, I think you're in Greece, so they'll send it. But it's also available on Amazon for £200. Yeah, everybody just wants to go faster than that. So like the Anycubic is quite expensive. I think that's actually quite large. But yeah, the Elago goes for I think £230. There we go, the Elago, the Pro. I don't know if that has the same thing. So they're all going for about £200, which is a good thing. The trickiest part about these is that if this is your first one, it's going to cost you more than what the price tag's there, because you need to get your resin, you need to get isopropyl alcohol, you need to get a resin curing box, you need to get quite a few other bits and pieces. So there is a little bit of a setup cost to it, whereas when you buy a FDM printer, you buy the machine and it comes with the tools that you need and a bit of filament usually, and you can just hit the ground running. I mean, these layers are going pretty quick now. I can hear a popping sound, so I assume that it means it's working. That should be like the seal breaking. But yeah, oh yeah, I was showing you what's his name's thing. So yeah, 3D Printing Pro, he talks about it. Oh, it's a 2K monitor as well. And he shows off some of the actual prints that he does. What he's circling here is kind of, whenever he tests a printer, these are the details that he's particularly looking at. Allowed. We'll wait. Oh, it's skippable. So yeah, he talks about, oh wow. So he talks about just the details that he particularly looks at are printed well. And I think at some point in the review he goes on about how quality is quite up there with the Largo Mars and that. There are a lot of other kind of resin printers like this that are coming out that are starting to kind of compete against the Largo Mars. So with the peripherals that you need, one of them is the UV cure box, and what I did is I actually built my own. You can buy different ones. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I just basically took a little box, put some aluminium tape on the inside, bought UV LED strips, and made my own UV cure box. I thought I'd do something like that, make my own little cure box, just to play around with. Okay, his video's still running. Doesn't need to be running. Probably could hear him mumbling there in the background. But yeah, yeah, you got the Wanhao D7, I think you said. So hopefully these are getting better and better. I don't think the build volume is bigger than the D7. Very exciting. I'm not going to subject you guys to the whole the whole printing process. We'll see how far we get in the next couple of minutes and see how far we get in the next couple of minutes and see where it goes to. So yeah, the plan now is to spend a week or two with this machine, printing a bunch of stuff and seeing what the quality is, what my experience is, if I do run into any issues, if I can fix them, or if there's any kind of forums out there that can help me get it fixed. I feel like a lot of the issues I'm going to run into are kind of like print settings and resin setting, kind of like the kind of resins that I'm using or the way that I'm printing. But hopefully the experience is quite flawless. I really like to give these guys a good shot, because I mean, they're kind enough to send me a printer to play around with. They must have faith in their machine. Yeah, I printed your your safety gel on one of our printers. I actually sent it to Joel. He's got it. I don't know if he's gonna post about it at some point. I sent some British biscuits as well with it. I don't. He might open it up in one of his Friday fan mail things. But he was quite excited about it. That was printed on our MJF printer at work. I will have a look at those. So I mean, if you follow me on my social medias, which is at KJ Designs 365, pretty much on Twitter and Instagram, this whole week I'm going to be posting stuff about this and my experience, and if I run into problems or anything. And then I'm going to be posting a video. Safety Joel is Joel's now. but you made it. So I will be posting a review on this printer and my experience on it in the next week or two. So please do, if you have already subscribed, just hit that little bell notification so that you know when my video will be when my video will be live. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead, because if you do, I get to finally see what my alerts do. Here's an example. Wow, so cool. Boop, doop, 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 doop. Maybe one day we'll fill that that glass of beer. But yeah, give a subscribe, and then you'll be able to see when my review goes live. And Voxelab's also going to be sending me their this printer. They've spoken to me already. Their Aquila, which will be quite interesting. It's a kit as well, so I'll be live streaming that kit photoshopped. Where is their build volume? Doesn't say. Parameter. Build size 220 by 220 by 250. So that's quite big. It's quite like it seems quite sturdy as well. Like a lot of metal. But that'll be another review one day. And that I'll also live stream the assembly of that. At least that I'll have something to compare with, because I've built my own 2 Pruses. I've built a net, so I've got a bit of experience with that. Yeah, it's still going to be a while before we see anything. Yeah. I mean, how fast are we printing? It's timeless per layer. Where is my timer? Timer. No, not that one. There we go. On stopwatch. So you're looking at about 10 seconds per layer. That's including the curing time per layer. So that's not too bad. I mean, we're already at layer number 80. 6% in, 17 minutes going. Which is not too bad. Not too bad. Yes, actually, with my podcast, the Core podcast, if you haven't seen that yet. Basically what I've done is, this is a bit of fan art as well. So because I do like Lego and I like Star Wars, I decided I was going to make a full-size Lego lightsaber. But because you're taking something that's quite blocky and making it big, it looks pretty bland. So I made a Lego lightsaber full size that's actually got a bit more detail in it. So like I've added some ribs here, some bits on the emitter here, just a bit of detail. So that's kind of what I'm working on now at the moment. That's a mono screen. It should print faster than that. I mean, what settings do I have it in here? Is that 2 seconds per layer exposure, or is that 2 seconds per layer throughout the entire layer? Because I timed it from when that switched from layer 77 to 78. Yeah, so this file is going to be online at some point. I've made 3 different versions. A small one, which is just 10 times bigger. That one's, well, yeah, that's 100% bigger. That one's 150% bigger. And I'm making one that's 125% bigger. And I'm going to make it a bit elongated as well, so that my hand can actually fit on it without it being too wide. And it can fit a... I've made it so that it can fit a 25mm polycarbonate tube. So eventually I plan to make it actually work at some point. But yeah, so I designed that live on the Core podcast, and there was another episode on the Core podcast where we actually glued them together, and I painted one of them. The more expensive one, the one that I printed on the ones at work and then forgot to print certain parts and made it too small. But, oh well. So let me time exposure, because I'm going to assume exposure is when that little thing shows. Let's see. Right. So yeah, I've timed it at around 3 seconds for exposure. So I think it is printing correctly at 2.8 seconds is what I've got the setting over there as. But considering that the lifting speed and the retraction speed's at that. So I timed it from when it basically, as soon as it drops down, does its thing and then lifts up, and then when it drops down again, that's when I topped it. So that's what I count as a full layer. We're at 100 layers already. $100 layers. How many mils is that? Because this is at 0.5. So let's put that there. So 100 times 0.5, which is half a mil. Wait. Yeah, the 10 seconds is... it does sound a bit slow, but 10 seconds for each layer cycle, let's call it that, is pretty good. And like Danny says, I could put multiple on one, and each layer is going to take the same amount of time. Okay, so what is my layer height? No, don't slice it again. No. 0.05. So I'm going to layer 100 times 0.05. 5 mils in. I wouldn't know what the normal Elago Mars print speed is. Danny boy. Maybe Elago Mars does its lift a lot quicker than that. Can we see anything? Yeah. It's lifting out of the resin. So I started playing a game called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice today, and I played it for about an hour, first hour of it, and it's incredible so far. I don't know if any of you guys have actually played it, but I know a lot about kind of the idea behind it, and it just kind of explores kind of like mental breakdowns and being like, just it explores the mind while going through a story in the, kind of like a Nordic theme, where you're trying to break into the Nordic Helheim, and you got to fight all the kind of the demons in different worlds and different realms. So it's based off Nordic Nordic kind of culture and that, but explores a lot of like the mental side of that dark side of their mythology. And what I found really, really interesting is that while you're playing the entire game, you always have these voices in your head that are always kind of telling you what you should be doing or shouldn't be doing, or kind of criticizing what you're doing and how you're doing it, or if you can't figure it out, the noises just get more intense, being like, oh, you're lost, where are you, where are you going, she can't find it, what's she doing, kind of thing. Or when you're like crossing a bridge, it's like, don't look down, and you've got all these like conflicting voices, and like as it gets more and more intense, these voices just get louder and louder, and kind of after an hour of playing it, felt like quite overwhelmed by it, because they're just always there, and it's very, very interesting. The game actually won awards for their sound design in that. The game is called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Senua. They're making a second one at the moment for next generation. I think it won Game of the Year as well. Yeah, I won Game of the Year for Best Audio Design, Best Performance. They won a BAFTA as well. Games for Impact. It's a British game as well. But there we go. This game. Very, very incredible. Like just it's a game that you really have to play with headphones on to really appreciate the sound as well. We're 10%. Okay. So I know Danny watched Mandalorian. So did anybody else been catching up with that, watching that? First episode was incredible. I feel like the second one was a bit kind of but there's some cool Easter eggs in there. Yeah, who did it compete against? Game Awards 2017. There we go. History. Yeah, best audio design went up against Destiny, Resident Evil, The Legend of Zelda, and Mario Odyssey. Best games for Impact, Life is Strange went up against that. That was also a good game. I think it's an indie game as well, which is quite interesting. It's available on Xbox Game Pass as well, if you do use that. Who's getting next generation consoles? I know I'm in a Facebook group for PS5 for the UK, and someone that works at the Kent/Essex Amazon warehouse has said that they've got their first delivery in. It's now been put in their secure storage, ready for packing and distribution in the next week or two. So hopefully one of them is mine. So this has a pause. This has a pause feature on it. Would I be able to pause it to add more resin mid-print if I forget to add enough resin, or I forget to, or I realize there's not enough resin? Because if you can, that would be cool. Like that's the good thing about the Form 2s. Kind of like architecture is that because the resin is a cartridge at the back and it auto fills from that cartridge, if you do run out, you can switch it midway. But the printer also kind of picks up how much resin you need for a print as well, so it will tell you if you're out or not. PS5 digital. I got the PS5 disc version because I'll be able to put a bunch of my PS4 discs in it and actually continue playing some of those games. That's why I've gone for the PS5 non-digital. I always feel like I would have only gone for that. Yeah, just pull while printing. You can do that. But also, what would that input? For example, I've got a window that is right over there. What would the impact be with the sunlight on it if I were to lift that and pour a bit of resin on it? I assume none, unless it's direct sunlight and I'd take my sweet time. Yeah, PS Digital, I would have only gone for that if I didn't have a bunch of PS5 games on disc. If I'd switched to kind of a discless version, a discless ecosystem. Okay. Is that music still going? I can't hear it because I have to turn my speaker off. I have a good idea. It's going to be a bit odd, but... I wonder if it's updated that. My microphone just fell off my desk. Let's play some Fall Guys while we wait. Haven't played this in a while. Yeah, I know how to play this game. Take me away. Let's turn that music off for a little bit. Come on. Let's make this a little bit bigger as well. Wow, ray tracing has gone absolute bananas in this. Hopefully I can see. Yeah, ray tracing's just gone nuts. It's gone full send on it. I can't see a thing. Just get wrecked. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, boy. Oh, I can't change my graphics. Lame. You need sunglasses, I know, right? Oh, this one's gonna be bright. Oh, it is. The graphics seem fine on this one. Maybe it was just that level that bugged out. Yeah, seems fine. Hoard the balls. Thank you. Let's go get this one. Come on. 3D printing and Fall Guys. What could be better? Oh, he's just gone and done it. What's Blue Guy doing here? Oh, I didn't realize I could do that. I've had all the buttons on my mouse this whole time. Oh. Well, we're not too bad. No, no, now we are bad. I think we've got this. Nailed it. Boom. So it's just about completely out of the resin now. So I might still be a little while. We'll see how far we get. Ding. Whoa, guys, haven't played this game mode. I have no clue what to expect here. Oh, this looks tough. Looks tough, but luckily I've got toughness potential. Oh wow, that is brutal. Yes. Yes. Oh. Nothing. Ugh. It's all skill. Where's a shotgun when you need it? I know, right? But this ain't Doom. They're just making it easier for everybody else. Come on. You little beanbag, get up there. Ah. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Nah, absolutely not. Not gonna do it. It's not happening. Oh well. Anti-cheat error, unknown file version. Okay. You installed the game, so you should know what your stuff is. Oh, that's cool. Let's try and reset this game. I promise you I'm not hacking. What does this manual actually say after printing? So print complete. Just loosen the platform tire. Okay. Remove the printed model by mental scraper knife. So you got to use the mental one. Don't forget. And put the model into the cleaning box. So Danny, after your advice, I actually got one of these wider type of plastic containers, so that I can actually put the entire build plate in there, so that it cleans the model and the build plate at the same time. That's a smart move. That's a big brain move there, Danny. Cool. Now let me do it. See, I'm not cheating. No hacks. I mean, who would hack in a kid's game? Like, the sad thing is that there are people that do that. There are literally people that do that. I do need to make a little toolbox for this stuff though at some point. I'm quite curious as to what these little extra screws are for. Let's see if this one's textured, but nope, must be this level. I'm blind. Or I just need to turn off ray tracing. Oh. That hurts my eyes. Wow. I'm actually going to make it. It's the first round. What? Okay, let's turn off this ray tracing malarkey. Yes, exit the main screen. Go. I get it. We lost. Graphic settings. VSync, let's turn that off. Let's try that. Again, I might need to delete this game. Delete it. We'll try one more. Let's have a look at the progress. Okay, so it is out of the razor now, but I can't actually see a model yet. So we'll play one more game, and I think we'll probably turn it off there. Not bad for 2 hours. Not bad at all. Let's try it one more time. Cheaters. Yeah, hacks all day. Come on, let's load. Let's go. Okie dokie. Artichokey. That looks better. This game always looks so glossy on my screen. Come on, let's get up. Run! Run! Run, you little cactus. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Oh, they've put more little beanbags up on this thing. They've made it harder. But your boy just gone and done it. Yeah. We're 20%. I believe in a thing called love. Oh, Gate Crash. This one freaks out, then it's clearly the level. Clearly the level. Yeah, it's the level. Ooh, yeah. Got him. I didn't even see that. Wow. I didn't cheat, I promise. That was all me. Ooh, got some burgers for dinner tonight. Really looking forward to that. Oh no, this one I've got to think. I've got to think on this one. In you. Get yourself to the center, boy. Okay, we've got cherries and pears. Cherries and pears. So there's a cherry here and a pear there. Or an apple, whatever it is. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we got 2 pears and we got watermelon and banana. Okay, pear, watermelon, banana, pear, orange, watermelon, banana. Oh, it's a banana. That's over here. Whoo wee. Okay, so we got grape. Okay, we got cherry. Ooh. S&M 2 was incredible. Dave from Matter Hackers went to go and watch it live. I'm so jealous. But when it came out, I went to go and see it in cinema because I knew if I needed to see Metallica kind of on a screen, it had to be in a cinema that had a decent sound system. And it was incredible. What's that smile for? Yeah. Went to View Cinema. Go to View Cinema. My wife works there. Look at these textures. Game is broken. Unplayable. Cool. Cool story, bro. This is probably one of my worst maps. No, don't grab him. Why are you grabbing him? What did they grab me? Whoop. That's always the hard part. But now this game is even harder because I can't see shit. Oh, shit. Shit. Whoo. No. Luckily, I know this map well enough that... No. Oh no. Oh no. Damn. Oh well. What can we do? I'm calling shenanigans on that one. Go. So let's swing back to this printer and have a look, see what's going on with 23% in. I can't see a thing. No, I cannot see anything, so I think that's a decent... Let me turn this music off so that you don't have to listen to it. Oh, I can just quit the game. There's that option as well. There we go. So I mean, I think that's a good place to put it. Like, I'm very impressed with this machine so far. I'm impressed with how easy it is to set up. The manuals are a bit kind of broken English, but if you can figure it out, you can figure it out. As this printer gets more popular, you can there'll be more and more tutorials out there. I mean, there's already so many tutorials out there for stuff like the Alago Mars and that you can quite follow. So if you know, looking at it, it just seems like leveling this is exactly the same as other cheaper resin printers. Hopefully this print is successful. It's kind of it's a bit of a bummer that you can't actually see. It's been going for an hour and I can't really see what the progress is actually on it. But that is the case with it. It's just part of the technology. I will be posting pictures and a couple of other cool things that I'm going to be printing on this over the next couple of weeks, followed by my review of this printer. If you are interested in buying one already off this video, good on you. There is a link down in the description below. There's also a donation button there if you want to help out my channel and whatnot. Please do subscribe to this video. If you want to see that review and you want to see when it goes live, put on that bell notification. You'll get notifications when I post my next videos. If you want to see the progress and kind of behind the scenes of what I'm doing in between it, just kind of Instagram posts and just pictures of the actual printer and the and some of the models I've been printing, please do follow my social media, which is KJ Designs with an S 365. That's on Twitter and Instagram. There are links down below as well. You bought one. Very cool. I think. Yeah, it's a really, really cool machine. I'm very impressed with the setup. I'm impressed with how quick and easy it was to get going. Hopefully the quality is up there with it as well. Cool. That was quite fun. Thank you very much for joining. Even though you watched me suck at Fall Guys at the same time, it was still quite fun. Check Voxelab down in the description below. Please like and subscribe. If you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment behind, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for joining. It was good fun. You'll get